I'm Michael Pez.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
And this is
BB Rewind.
Episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, babe.
Cheers. Sorry, I got a little ahead of that. I mean, we're not really drinking, but it's good.
Okay. How's it going? We're back. We're talking about Big Brother All-Stars.
Yeah.
This is like week 5, I guess. This is the 5th HOH.
Yeah, it's getting pretty intimate in that house there. Everybody's, getting angry at each other now. So it's been a while.
Now the true colors are starting to come out. Alliances have been exploded. Is that the word?
Eviscerated is the word for being exploded from the inside. So
Sure.
I would say sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all taking each other down. That was like one of the first things we wanted to talk about is why did they all manage to turn on each other? So it wasn't even like, because in these kind of competitions, I mean, you and I both know it happens so fast. Like, you have to put people in your alliance against each other because, A, there's nobody left, and B, sometimes you can't give away your alliance. So you have to make choices. But like, these people they were putting each other in like the first and second round. I was like, what are you doing?
So
like,
we're talking about the HOH competition,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
No, my God, she's just so excited. She's just getting ahead. But
I am, yeah.
But like that's the whole thing. So Kaysar like gets like
Oh yeah.
The veto's not used. Kaysar's like put up, like he's already put up, and he's like before he goes out, Ian kind of like lights the fuse and says, "You know what? You're gonna go out, man. It sucks, but maybe you should just
go out with a bang."
And here's what I've noticed in the house, and gave him a bit of information and a lot of information actually.
Oh yeah, Ian gave him the tea. Let's all call a spade a spade. Ian walked in and was like, "Hello.
This person's working with this person. This person's working with this person.
Here's the family tree, kids."
Yeah. So as much as Ian might be sitting there and laying low, he's playing the game, and he's playing a lot like he did in season 14, which is a great strategy.
I don't think they expect him to come in and do exactly what he did the first time, but I'm like, y'all missing it, because this is exactly what happened. Because guess what? We haven't heard shit from Ian, except for in his own little diaries. Like, we haven't heard anything from him. Nobody's particularly bothered by him. No, he's not standing out. I mean, they've mentioned him a couple times. They're like, oh, he's already a winner. But there's always something else going on that's bigger than Ian, and he's just doing it again, and I'm so happy.
That's the key thing. So anybody that's ever going to play Big Brother, watch Ian's game. And also, people that are going to play Big Brother, okay, so BB 101, if there's somebody in your mind where you're like, I got to get that person, I got to get them, but I'll get to them eventually, that's the person who's going to win.
Oh, yeah, you have to get rid of that person right away.
Yeah, like like Enzo's on it, and if Enzo's not careful, Ian's gonna take Enzo out.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's a key thing. Like, yeah.
But also, I've actually, speaking of Enzo, that's something I wanted to talk about, is like, because Enzo's also kind of low-key sneaking in behind everybody, and
he's likable.
He's funny. Like, I'm sure
great social game.
Yes.
Perfect social game.
He's just always making everybody laugh. He doesn't particularly offend anybody.
No.
He hasn't made a huge stance in terms of like where
he throws his hands up in the air, like whenever there's confrontation.
Yeah, he's just like, get me out of here. Like, I think the worst thing he did was that whole bidet nonsense where he left some of the bidet spray on the toilet, and Cody acted like it was like a third world country and freaked out a little bit. Enzo is doing the same thing.
But Enzo's also won a safety suite, a veto, and an HOH.
And people are paying attention. I'm like, dude, he's winning more competitions than all of you. Like,
but they're like, I'm so cool with Enzo.
But he uses it for us.
Oh, and he's like a dad. He's like, oh, he's so chill. He's funny to be
meow.
around. Meow meow. He's the meow meow. Cats are sneaky little bitches. So let's talk about Kaysar's his eviction speech. Before he goes out, he's like, with Ian's like information, he decides that he is going to blow up the house. And he says that all of them are playing terrible games. and he starts calling
That's
out
not wrong.
Cody, and he starts calling out Nicole, he starts calling out Danny, he starts calling out Tyler and Enzo with David, and like they're all like, the girls are upset because Kaysar said love triangle, and that like offended Danny. And then Danny,
and it would offend Nicole too, because we all know how she plays Big Brother. But they all seem to be sorry, but they were all like, ugh, like all offended by it. And it's like, you know what, like, you're just mad because you're getting called out. Like, suck it up, man.
Yeah,
Who
like,
cares? When
you know
what he's saying is true. Like,
at least you're getting the airtime.
girl.
At least you're making it like more exciting and more fun. Like, that's not a bad thing. You get called out, fine. Then
Yeah.
like just, he's crazy. Like, play dumb. Like,
yeah, do something dumb. Like, it's like, you know, like, look at all that beef with like the whole Davon and David thing. Like, look at how that just disappeared because nobody cared, because they just got on with it and they got on with getting on. But when you have drama queen princess of the universe with her space buns, like making everybody like freak out about everything.
Are you talking about Nicole?
Oh, of course I'm talking about. We all know who I was talking about. We all know who Space Buns is, and she, like, I mean, she's the queen. Like, she's got all of that, like, very tightly wound energy. She's like a little elastic, like, ready to just pew.
But I will also say about Nicole's game, okay? Like, Nicole's game this time is much like how she won in 18. 18, there was a lot of chaos. There was chaos with Paul
Yes.
and Victor, and there was all the chaos between Davon again and Polly and Frank, and there was all that drama, and they were all like, Nicole's a snake, Nicole's a snake, Nicole's a snake, but they never got her. She slid right through there, and she snuck her way in. So I mean, like, Nicole's not playing that bad of a game right now. It might not be the best game, and it might not be a game that you like, but it's a game, and she's not.
It's not that I don't like her game. It's just like, I guess, like, I do see how she's playing the same way that she did play, and you're right about the drama. I remember it now, like, as you say, when you're like, all the drama, like, so you said the drama with Paul, you're like, ugh, like, you start twitching, because, like, every time you hear his name, you know, like, something crazy went down. So, I do remember all of that, and I do, to her credit, I remember when, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something to do with Paul. There was an incident, and whatever it was. And to her credit, I think she did a great job handling some of it not so much. But I just think it's made her this, like, because everybody's like, oh, you're a snake, you're a snake, you're a snake, and then nobody got her, she's, like, very comfortable just being snaky, and it's like, oh, but now you seem like a not nice person. Like, now she just seems like that's her character, and that sucks.
Do you think that because she's a winner, they're, like, gonna bring her along, and if she's in the final two, does she, like, do you think that, would you bring a winner to the end? Or,
even if it was Nicole F, even if it was Nicole F, and I was like, okay, but, you know, she gets on everybody's nerves, nobody really likes her, you know, we've had, you know, everybody's had their disagreement. Even if every single person on the jury had a fight with Nicole, like a personal fight with her, I would, as a winner, I would never bring her to the end, because every single person on that jury is going to be like, she made it all the way to the end twice, why do you deserve to make it, like, why do you deserve to be here too? They're always, that win is always going to be something that is absolutely admired by the players, and they will never forget it, no matter how much you piss them off.
Unless she's against Ian.
Oh, unless she's against Ian, then Ian's just like, bye guys, I'm just going to take a stroll right on down to Winner's Lane.
And then there you go.
It.
But Ian's got to start winning some competitions, and Ian's got to start.
He's
starting. He's starting.
He's making it. I'm waiting for a really good, like, puzzle or, like, something, because he was always good at the ones where, like, the concentration puzzles and stuff like that. So I'm waiting for when these, like, the more mind puzzles and the remembering ones start to come back in, like, and Ian can start kind of quietly winning those mental competitions that also you forget. People don't, like, sometimes, like, it happens on Survivor too. I know that you've probably noticed this, where, like, people will win physical challenges a lot and people are like, such a threat, but then sometimes they forget that the mental challenges can be even more important to get. If you, just because you're not physically strong and you may not win all these big, like, HOH veto competitions that tend to be these big, like, athletic ones, doesn't mean that all these little other ones doesn't make you a threat. And I think I'm kind of excited to see, like...
And what also is a great threat, is the social game aspect where you're just sitting there having a one-on-one talk.
I know, you forget that they're, like, stuck in there all day.
But, like, you sit there and you talk about, like, oh, like, they would know about your mom, or, like, what does your mom do? Like, what does your dad do? Oh, what happened in your life? How's your childhood? What's your kids' names? Like, all that kind of stuff. That is game. And, like, that is a key thing. If you make these personal connections and you're able to live in a house with somebody, that is a key. That's key. I'm telling you, Big Brother 101. I've never played. Not yet. Hopefully. Hi.
Fingers crossed.
And that's what I'm hoping. Okay, so let's move. Like, so Kaysar goes.
Blows up the house.
Blows up the house.
Everybody's like, ugh.
And then it's that competition, my favorite competition, where alliances are basically
tested.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the first test of the alliances.
I just want to say that I would be so good at that HOH game.
Oh my god, I was so good at it. Brad was like, oh, he's like, you're getting a lot of these right. And I was like, damn, I deserve to be in the house.
Are you kidding me?
I was
like,
it's
it's a mental puzzle. I'm not going to give you my strategy on how I would like win that, but I'm just saying that I would be a threat in that.
Yeah.
But how I would strategically play is not ousting my alliance and making them piss me off. But also, so let's, like, for example, Danny picking Davon and Bailey when they were supposed to be in this Slick Six alliance.
And there were so many, like, she had 3 other people, at least 3, as far as I can remember, at least 3 other people to choose from, at least one of which was not in her alliance.
But the thing is, though, is she chose the committee over the Slick Six. So she didn't pick Memphis, and she didn't pick Christmas, and so she left those people up there, and she went after Davon and Bailey, which was so telling, and it's so, like, at least put 1 and 1 against each other. Like, put, like, Christmas and Bailey together, or Memphis and Davon.
Yeah, like, if she wants to lean more towards the committee, that's fine, but you can't be blatantly obvious, put the big sign on your forehead and go, guess what, guys? I just dipped your alliance, because obviously they're elsewhere. Like,
but it's live TV. It was live TV, and it's and your heart's racing.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And so, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So,
and
and Davon was so fucking good, but who won?
Oh,
Christmas joy. Christmas came early. Christmas came in September, and here we go. We're just gonna go fully into Christmas's HOH.
I know you have some things to say. Okay, so, like, yeah, so Christmas has been winning, and she's another one that people haven't quite realized, like, and like, Enzo giving her the safety, like, but she's not just...
Like, she got safety like,
choice. She's not just winning, like, now she's getting safety from others. Like, she's so dangerous. Like, because other people want to protect her.
Enzo, she's with Tyler, she's with Enzo, she's with Ian. She's
the most dangerous people are the ones that other people want to protect.
Doing well, except for some choices this week. Okay, so we'll go into the BB basement in like 2 seconds, but we're not gonna make this video very long. But it's getting to be like 13 minutes, and we're just gonna sum it up really quick.
Yeah.
The conversation that she had with Bailey on a, like, just personal level, she's just like, who's your untouchables? And, like, untouchables are people that, like Ashley, if you were in a house together, you would be my untouchable. Like, I would never put you up, and, like,
oh yeah,
it would be like the friendship.
You're my
like,
untouchable of life.
I love you.
I love you too. Mwah.
Social distancing.
Yeah. It's okay. We've been in a circle since
such
day
a
one.
bubble. Such a bubble.
Yeah.
But the thing is that her saying, like, that Davon is her person and her untouchable, and Danny whispering in Christmas's ear, going, you gotta put those 2 up. You gotta put those 2 up. So it's Danny talking to Christmas, making her do the dirty work, but then using that conversation as a game move. It's just shitty. Like, it's so shit. And, like, I'm rooting for...
So what you're saying is Christmas told Davon that she was one of her untouchables? Or, like,
Bailey told Christmas
Bailey told Christmas
that Davon is Bailey's untouchable.
Right.
And
now Christmas is using it as a weapon against them, essentially.
Yeah.
What a douche!
Okay, so that's the situation. We're not going to talk about veto, even though I know it happens.
No.
But just stay tuned to Big Brother this week, and it's going to get a little explosive. I almost lost a contact lens there.
Oh my god. I wanted to say
I'm
one
so
thing
excited.
because it was so funny when I heard it, because I only heard it in the background, and I'm so glad that I did. So the competition, so you know how they were reading about the competition, the secret power competition, who Danny, David, and who was it? Christmas. Oh god, not again. Won a secret power. And as soon as they were announcing it, and they're like, you guys are going to be totally in the dark, all I heard was David go, oh man, I don't like competitions in the dark. And I, honest to God, guys, if you heard it, you know what I'm talking about. I almost wet myself. It was so funny. I was just like, of course you know, you poor baby.
Yeah, so,
but he won one, so I'm actually a little bit
I know,
excited.
he's like full circle.
But he can't even tell anybody
But he got the best power.
What did he get? Was he the one that can switch the...
He can switch the nominees.
Ah, that's right.
So, like,
but nobody knows that he does it.
So let's say Christmas puts up Bailey and Dave on. Maybe
oh my
David,
god, maybe
David should use it.
Maybe David should listen to us.
But the problem is, though, is that if David uses that, David could then go up as a nominee. So
right, because nobody knows that he has
the
the power, so he can't really keep himself safe.
So it's beneficial that he keep it. I would keep it until I was nominated, so that I could take myself down,
right.
so I wouldn't get nominated. But they could still get backdoored afterwards. That's still the thing. It's
right,
just,
that's the tricky.
Changed the nominations.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens this week.
I know. So thanks for tuning into BB Rewind. That's all we got for right now.
Short and sweet.
Follow us on Instagram at Big Brother Rewind. And my name is Michael Pez.
And I'm Ashley.
And thanks for watching.
See you later.
Bye.